What's going on, everybody? This is Temperature Check. I am your host, as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. How y'all doing? Before we get started with today's content, I must do what I always do anytime you see me on your screen, and that's thank you guys for the likes, comments, shares, most importantly, those subscriptions. So whether you be a day one fan, somebody who just started rocking with the channel today, man, I greatly appreciate it. And if you're loving what I got going on my YouTube, man, you want to see more of me? Easy money, man. Follow me on Twitter, Mr. Temp Check. Hit me up on Instagram, Mr. Check the Temperature. But before we get started with today's content, don't forget, man, it's Temperature Check Tuesdays. You know what happens on Temperature Check Tuesdays, man. That means I have my live show, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you know sometimes we have special guests. And today we have a very special guest, man. We have 2020 Champion of the Year. Geechi Jones is going to be on the platform tonight, man. So definitely make sure you letting your homies know. Make sure you letting your baby mamas know, your side chicks, your mamas, your daddies, and everybody in between, man. Make sure y'all pull up. Geechi Jones, Mr. Check the Temperature, Temperature Check Tuesdays, man. It's going to be one of them ones. But let's get into it, man. So NOME is coming up. We already had the first announcement, quote unquote, but we already knew because T-Rex dropped it a month and a half ago. T-Rex versus Easy to Block Captain on NOME is your first major announcement. All right, cool. Moving on. This is what I want to see for the second announcement. I had an interview last Tuesday with a guy by the name of SWAMP. And he was battling Geechi Gotti for $100,000 in the Ultimate Madness Tournament 3 in round 2. Now, I'll be honest. That matchup deserves a bar-for-bar breakdown. So I'm going to give y'all that. I'm about to get into this lab, and I'm going to get back into my breakdown bag real quick. And we're going to talk about them bars. So expect the bar-for-bar breakdown between Swamp and Geechi Gotti, because I think it was a hell of a lot closer than what people made it believe on Saturday. But, you know, obviously, Swamp did not win, but his stock did not drop. Now, that's a hard thing to do. He did not win, but his stock did not drop. And that's because he lost to Geechi Gotti, arguably the best battle rapper pound for pound right now in the world. And he went to war with him. So what do? We have NOME coming up. And for me, one of the biggest things, one of the biggest problems I had with that particular battle between Geechi Gotti and Swamp was the fact that Swamp was not getting any crowd reaction. He got no reaction for 3 rounds. Barely got reaction for 3 rounds. Are you serious? Now he even made it a point to talk about it in his post-battle interview with the URL. Shout out to Anwar. He said, I was battling LeBron James in the Staples Center. He flew to LA and battled Geechi Gotti on his home turf. So I can make the argument that when the crowds come back, when those big stages come back, Swamp's name, Swamp's profile is about to be even higher than what it is. Why do I believe that? Because you're going to get the crowds back. You're going to get more opinion. Because the battle rappers are not really appreciating and acknowledging Swamp's bars. But the battle rap community is. So, Swamp, don't get mad. You chilling, boss. Like you said, your stock didn't drop. Your stock actually rose. Let's not make no mistake about it. Your stock rose with the battle you just had with Geechi Gotti. But again, like I said, when these crowds come back, you're going to be good. But during that interview, man, Anwar, he asked a question about NOME. He said, Swamp, you free now. Your schedule was clear. Swamp deserves to be on NOME. And there's one battle that we've been wanting to see. There's one battle, one grudge match, one battle for Swamp that at this point in time, it's time to set that up. Hey, yo, T-Top, let me holler at you. I'm not even going to say this is the Battle of the Carolinas, but this is one of them ones. This is one of them ones. When you talk about grudge matches in battle rap, not too many. We just got done with that Ace Amin and John the Don. T-Top versus Swamp, that back and forth is long standing, long overdue for this particular battle. But here's the thing, though. I believe that the pendulum has swung. So in this interview, Swamp said, T-Top, come outside. Like, you either gonna come outside or just tell the people you don't want to battle. Because at this particular time, you can't say it's my resume. You can't say I ain't put in enough pain. I've done that. I've been up against some of the best in the world, and guess what? I checked all boxes. I checked all boxes, sir. But what about you, T-Top? That's my real question. T-Top, 2 years ago, I could say you had the upper hand. You were the higher tier at that particular time. But whoa, my brother, I think the pendulum has swung. If you asking me, I believe that the pendulum has swung. Let's talk about some of your battles. Let's talk about some of your more recent battles. The battle with B-Dot. Battle of the night. Great back and forth. But I had you losing. I had you losing in that battle. The battle with Easy the Block Captain. Battle of the night. I had you losing. Battle of the night still, but I had you losing. Coffee Brown. Battle of the night. I had you losing. Jack Boy Maine. We already know. The judges had you losing. So if you're asking me about this battle right now, the pendulum has swung. The pendulum has swung. Originally, it was T-Top giving the shot. Now, I'm not so sure who's giving the shot. It could be Swamp. I think Swamp is giving T-Top the opportunity now. I think T-Top is now getting the opportunity from Swamp. Swamp don't need this battle. He does not need this battle. He said on my interview last week with him, if you haven't watched that interview, definitely go watch that interview. I know it was talking about Geechi Gotti, but we talked about this T-Top battle too. I'm probably going to cut that up. I need to cut that up and re-drop that, I see. I might have to do that. But in that interview, he said, I don't really feel like I need to battle T-Top anymore. Originally, it was I need to battle him. I need to show him who really runs the Carolinas. But he don't feel like he need that on his resume no more. And I'm not going to lie, I don't necessarily feel that way myself. Do I want to see this battle? Hell yes. I need to see the face-off. I need to see them sit down together. I need that conversation. But I do think that if we are being fully transparent right now, it is Swamp that is giving T-Top the opportunity at this current moment. Swamp is the one that has the momentum. I understand T-Top got Haymaker. He doing big things with that. Respect. But in battle rap, just calling it like I call it, man. Just calling it like I calling it. But T-Top, here's my thing. We need to see the old T-Top. Where's the old T-Top? Where's that street talk T-Top? Recently, my brother, you've been more angle-based. Your rounds have been angle-based. You're not really whipping the pot like you used to. You're not really talking that talk, walking that walk like you used to. Now, you reaching for angles. Now, you scheming for angles. You're going to have to get back into that foundation. You're going to have to get back to where you come from. You might have to take a trip back to the Carolinas. You know what I'm saying? You might have to take a trip back, do a family reunion or something. You need to get around the old homies, get that old feeling back. Take that chain off. Stop smoking that haymaker one good time. You might need some Reggie. You need to get back to the foundation. Because if you don't, you might be in trouble. You might be in a world of hurt. You, for real, might be in a battle. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to make a decision right now, but I'm going to tell you right now, again, Swamp is ready for this. We've seen the elevation. We've seen the growth. We've seen the momentum. He just had his first loss on the URL, his first loss to a male on the URL that the footage has dropped. And it was a dogfight. He's arguably going up against the best battler in the world. So y'all tell me what y'all want. Y'all tell me what y'all want to see about this battle. Do y'all still want to see this battle? And if you do, what do you think is going to happen? Do you have T-Top? Now, I will say this. T-Top in that room with just battle rappers will be heavily favored. So, Swamp, you already know you're not going to get that crowd reaction. But like you keep doing, you keep working through that. You keep pushing through that. Because guess what? If they go to the fan poll, my brother, you're going to be better off than what you think you are. But don't forget, man, pull up on me tonight, man. Mr. Check the Temperature, Chilla Jones, man. It's about to be one of them ones. And yes, I will make sure that his Wi-Fi is good. But this is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And like always, we're just getting started.